I'm going to call to order the City of Rainbow City Council meeting for Monday, July 14th, 2025. I'm going to ask Brother Gary Cardwell if he'll lead us in our invocation, be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you stand?
Let's pray. Lord, as this meeting is convened, again, we ask you to unite our hearts and minds in a common purpose for what's best for our city. We thank you for all who take great pride and work so hard to make it a better place for all businesses and all of our citizens as well. We appreciate our police department and fire departments so much, along with our EMS and all departments and each employee that work so hard for our city. We ask you to grant our council your wisdom and work effectively with a common purpose. Guide their discussions and decisions that we all may honor you. In Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you turn your cell phones to the off or vibrate position, we would appreciate it. I'm going to ask Cindy Clerk, the acting city, or Cindy Posey, the acting city clerk, if she would take a roll call.
Anita Bedwell. Here. Randy Vice. Here. Jeff Prince. Here. Jameson Jenkins. Here. Clark Hopper. Here. And Mayor Taylor.
Here. Number 5 is approve the minutes of the regular meeting of June 23rd, 2025 with an amendment to item number 2. And that was that sealed bids were opened on June 23rd for 2 Tahoes for the police department. The only bid received was from Donahue Chevrolet, and the bid should read $49,900 per vehicle. Approve the minutes of the special called meeting of June 30th, 2025, and I'd entertain a motion that we do that in its entirety. So moved. Is there any discussion? Those in favor by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Number 6 is personnel changes, and it's accept the resignation of Haley Daniel, an animal shelter, effective Wednesday, July 2nd of 2025, and to post for a full-time technician in animal control position. Also to accept the retirement of Slade Wilson, Assistant Fire Chief, effective September 1st of 2025, and I'd entertain a motion that we do those personnel changes together. So moved. Is there any discussion? Those in favor by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Number 7 is let the record show that the following equipment was sold on Gov Deals. It's a Turfco Metermatic 3 out of the Recreation Department. We received $2,425. That's reference CM 414 of 25. Number 8 is really just a moment, a point of privilege for this council to talk about our Explorer program. And I'm going to ask Chief Camp Yancey if he would come up. And Jason, do you want to come up as well and just have a moment and talk about your Explorer group? I'll just, until Jason can get up, I just want to say that at our drone show, we got to see just the culmination of a lot of work and training from this Explorer group, and boy, did they do a really, really good job. They look like absolute consummate professionals out there doing their job and doing their work. Even got a couple of photo opportunities with some of them, and they were a little hesitant because they were doing their official duty, but I let them know that I can claim a little bit of a VIP status as the mayor, and they were okay with going along with that. But I just want you guys to hear from me how much I appreciate what you did and the way you carried yourselves that night. You looked and acted like professionals, and that means the world to us. And with that, I'll turn it over to Chief Yancey.
Yeah, so like you said, we just want to bring you guys in here, recognize y'all. I do want to give y'all an update. We are approaching a year. Next month will be a year since we started this program, and it has been just wildly successful for our area. And we couldn't have done it without these mentors like Jason Higgins and Pale and McCartney, and I can't go through and name all of them, but I mean, there's so many members of this department has really taken on, just really grabbed a hold of this program and spent a lot of time in it, and even outside agencies. You know, we go over to the sheriff's office. We've been over there several times. Gadsden has came over here and did some stuff. We've just, you know, it's a great partnership. I love seeing how other other departments will come together in support of our children and hopefully future police officers, and I think we're going to have a few out of this group right here. So like I said, we have been coming up, we're coming up on a year. We have 15 active members right now. We've had upwards a little bit more, and, they kind of come and go, numbers kind of go, but right now we got about 15 active members. They've completed in a state competition. They've worked events like the Rainbow City Boo Festival, the drone show, the Halloween, and they had the honor of leading the Pledge of Allegiance at the Etowah County Law Enforcement Memorial this year, in which they did an excellent job with, and they looked very, very good doing it too. I'm very proud of these young men and women and how they conduct themselves while they represent our city and our department. And of course, well, I already thanked them, but I would also like to thank y'all for supporting this program, for allowing us to do this. So thank you, guys.
We appreciate it. And Jason Higgins is, he's our chief of detectives. And Jason, I appreciate if you want to step up. When I first came here, Jason actually mentioned the fact that he's a product of an Explorer group. And I think that's a pretty wild story, but it's a pretty miraculous story that he had enough incentive to bring that to the leadership of this city when it was basically all brand new, and to propose putting together an Explorer program. I'll just be honest with you, I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. And the first meeting that I showed up, this room was packed with interested kids and adults and their parents, bringing them into a place where they could begin to start exploring the opportunities of law enforcement. And with that, Jason, I'll let you take over, but we appreciate you more than you know.
Well, thank you. Like Chief Yancey said, we are, myself, all the advisors are very proud of y'all. The kids put in a hard work. We meet every Thursday for 2 hours. That 2 hours, we try to get as much in as we can, and they come in being enthusiastic about it, wanting to train. They did an excellent job at the drone show, at the Law Enforcement Memorial. The FOP is wanting them to partake in their upcoming meeting in September to help do the colors and some other things with them, and to help out at National Night Out. So the word's getting out, and people are starting to come wanting to, they see how good they are and how professional they act. And we couldn't be more prouder, y'all.
We appreciate it. If you guys don't mind, if y'all would come up, we'd like to go ahead and do a photo here. If you just line up in front of the podium. If y'all want to back all the way up, we're going to stand in behind you. Don't be afraid, we're professionals. Put that slim filter on that thing for me, Jordan. We appreciate you guys, we really do. Yes, sir. And I think going back to the drone show, these guys, it was tough. It's always tough enough getting everybody parked, but they also cleaned that place out and had every one of our cars gone in less than 45 minutes. And that's several thousand people that we had at the drone show. And just that professionalism, I don't know how they didn't get aggravated at times. I'm sure they probably did, but they held it to themselves and showed themselves to be absolute young professionals. And that's just so hard to beat. And we appreciate you so much. Number 9 is resolution number 25-10, and that's Joe Taylor elected mayor without opposition. And I'd entertain a motion that we pass this resolution.
Second.
Is there any discussion? This is your last chance, Anita.
You really don't have enough time.
Yeah. Those in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 10 is resolution number 25-11, and that's Jerry Ramsey elected as council member place 1 without opposition. And I'd entertain a motion that we pass the resolution as read.
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? Jerry, it's your last chance. Those in favor by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, guys. Number 11 is resolution number 25-12. Jerry, do you want to come up and say a word? Probably a good time. It wouldn't hurt. And that's me invoking that executive privilege that you'll hear for the next 4 years. And just state your name and address for the official record.
Jerry Ramsey, 105 Yorkshire Place, Rainbow City. I do want to thank everyone for supporting me through this election season, and I want to thank all the current elected officials and everything they do for the city. I'm very blessed to be here and excited to get working, and I want to thank all our first responders that continue to support me and all the great city workers, and recognize these explorers one more time. That's a great program. So, hey, thank you all. I'm excited to get to work. So,
Thank you, Jerry. We appreciate you. Number 11 is resolution number 25-12, and that's Jeff Prince elected as council member, place 3 without opposition. Is there any discussion?
Second.
Is there, we've got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Those in favor by saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Number 13 is resolution number 25. I almost forgot my friend Jameson Jenkins on purpose. Resolution number 25-13, and that's Jameson Jenkins elected as council member, place 4 without opposition. And I'd entertain a motion that we pass this resolution as read. Is there any discussion? It's our last chance. Those in favor by saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Number 13 is resolution number 25-14, and that's Clark Hopper elected as council member, place 5 without opposition.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Clark, they were quick on the draw right there. They like you. Yeah. Those in favor by saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Number 14 is resolution number 25-15, and that's to purchase 238 Lumley Road for $52,500 to be paid from the general fund. And I'd entertain a motion that we pass the resolution as read.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor by saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Number 15 is resolution number 25-16. That's authorizing the submittal of a grant application with ALDOT and the Alabama Industrial Road and Bridge Corporation for Industrial Access Road Grant. And that would be down on Lumley Road going into our, what we call the farm industrial area. And I'd entertain a motion that we pass this resolution as read. So moved. Second. Is there any discussion? Those in favor by saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Number 16 is surplus and the recreation, an infield groomer. It's a John Deere bunker rake from the Recreation Department. The VIN number is 0548 to Southside High School baseball program. And I'd entertain a motion that we allow that surplus.
So moved.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 17 is Chiho Sullivan with Maranatha. And Chiho, do you want to come up and speak? You can bring a friend if you want to.
Don't want to be all alone up here.
That's right. You can bring all the friends you got.
So, my name's Chiho Sullivan. I live at 1330 Babe Jackson Drive in Rainbow City. I'm a board member of Maranatha, Alabama. We hold monthly events for adults with special needs. And I have a ton of people with me, mothers and obviously some of our guests, but we're really not here to ask you for anything. And we're not here to complain. We are here to just thank you for all the support you've given our organization over the past couple years. Being able to use the community center without paying has saved us a tremendous amount of money, and we're able to use that for a lot of other things. So it's been a big blessing to us, to my family, to so many families, not just in our community here in Rainbow City, but Gadsden, Southside, Asheville, Boaz, Fort Payne, Cherokee. We have people that come out from Georgia. So it's really impacted a lot of people's lives. Since 2023, when we first started, we've grown individuals by over 58%. And even still today, we still see new people who just hear about us through some means. And so we continue our outreach to a lot of individuals. And we look forward to all those that are hitting 18 to also attend our events. Last year, we served over 425 meals, and that's just to our special guests that we invite. That's not including all the family and all the volunteers. We have about over 40 volunteers that are just been such a blessing to us. And this year, we're actually averaging roughly 50 special guests. Then we have roughly 25 volunteers, and then we have a ton of family that comes. But more than, sometimes I think to myself, it's just a dance, it's just an event, it's nothing special. But God is really good to remind me that it's been so much more than that. It's been relationships that we've built with the families, the relationships that they've built with one another, the esteem that has been increased by several of the individuals. It's just been such a joy to participate in so many families' lives, whether it's in joy and even in some of the trials that they've had to go through. So that's been very good for us. Last month at our event, we had a bunch of our guests sign their name so that we could give you these cardboard stands. You can do with them what you wish, but we thought it was a good opportunity and time for them to express their gratitude, since a lot of them don't really know who they have to thank for this. So with that being said, I have a couple people that I would like to kind of tell you what it means to them to have participated in our events. And our first person is JC. She goes from Southside High School. She's an Astra Club member. She's in band. She does 100 million things, but if you want to say just a couple things.
Thank you for having me. I just want to say thank you for letting us use the community center. And as someone who, I'm not a guest, I volunteer, I think it's amazing what they're doing here. It doesn't only impact the people that we're helping or like playing games with and feeding and just spending time with. It affects us as volunteers because we get to be more grateful for everything that we have and everyone around us, and it just opens your eyes. So I just like to say thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
And we have JD, who actually started out as a guest, and he has now transitioned to being a volunteer.
So my name is John Davis Size, is known as Craig Size's son. I'm his oldest son, which y'all probably know is, if y'all know Randy Vice, Mr. Randy Vice. How you doing, sir? Good. I just want to say thank you for letting us use the community center. As me being part of a guest, then becoming a volunteer. I just want to say thank you for your gratitudes and everything that y'all done for us, and thank you for doing stuff for the city. And I just want to say, basically from where I've been coming from is basically just like getting to know people, getting to fellowship with people, just how it is. And it's just like a soccer game. You just all work as a team, and that's how it is. So I just want to say thank y'all.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
That's sweet.
Hey, could we get the guys to line up here and
Yes.
give them a chance to see on the camera, on YouTube, so that we can make sure that they're recognized? And we'll stand up and get a photo. Jordan, would you take care of that for us?
Thank you
you.
so much. That is so sweet.
Let's make sure that this reads right.
Yeah.
Mitch, come over here. Matthew, please go over there. There we go. Okay, stand together. Hold up your sign, Mitch. Thank you. Caleb, you need to look because you're taking a picture. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you guys being here, and you're always welcome at our council meetings.
Thank you, sir.
Number 18 is a sponsorship request, 2025 FCA Victory Banquet to be held on Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025, 6:30 p.m. at the venue, and it's a table sponsorship. What would be the pleasure of the council?
Mayor, I would like to make a motion that we sponsor a table sponsorship in the amount of $250 for the FCA.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Those in favor by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Now we're down to number 19, and that's our department reports. Is there anybody that would like to give a report? We already have one from our police department. Anyone else? Philip, anything? You give a little update on our field situation? I think I actually met somebody today that asked, what are we doing down there? And so Probably, yes.
So no, just to give you guys a little bit of an update. So Vivian Lee, hopefully by mid-September is the game plan right now to be playing baseball once again. Daniel Ruggiero and his crew at Game Day Athletics have done a phenomenal job in that. So as a matter of fact, I spoke with one of his employees today, Miss Jana, gave me some drawings, some graphic drawings. I sent it back for a couple of little changes or whatever, so those should be rolling in here in the next month or so. So, I mean, obviously you run down there right now and you see a big ultimate mess down there of dirt being moved and all the fun stuff that goes along with the lights being put up. Some lights, if you drive by the rec center, are laying down on the ground currently at the moment. Go by the rec center about a month and you'll see, you know, probably some progress being made there as well. But parking lots are being paved, so thank, you know, obviously Mr. Joel and Mr. Stevens for their great work and the time that they have spent in doing that. So we're getting there. You know, it doesn't look like great progress is being made, but from where we started to where we're at today, it's huge strides being made. So mid-September, we're looking to actually be right on schedule of pace to play for mid-September. As far as the recreation center is being built, still looking at fourth quarter, you know, mid to late fourth quarter. Rain is obviously holding up the outside work with all that, but they're making huge strides as I walk through there today. Roofs are going on, so, you know, in the next month or so, you should see absolutely huge strides on the inside as well. So late to fourth quarter, I'm thinking still probably on track for that opening date as well.
That sounds good. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Philip and his group have just been working really, really hard. There's a lot of decisions that have to be made, not only on the recreation center, but just on those field services themselves. There are tick marks that have to go all over these fields to make sure that we can use our fields as a multifunctional field. And Philip is examining and looking at those drawings daily and actually found something that we missed just as late as this afternoon. And we've been able to correct that and make sure that our turf comes in, and that turf is exactly what we're looking for to be able to practice and play. I think that's the biggest key to what we're doing in this situation. Is what we decided was that we were going to have to spend money to be able to practice and play. And in doing so, we were able to use our street department and our building department to be able to do some in-kind contribution in doing some transport of dirt and aggregate material. And it's saving us about close to $250,000 just by being able to use a very knowledgeable and very hard-working street department. And Michael, I'd ask that you let your guys know just exactly how this council feels about the hard work that you guys are doing. Is there anyone else, anybody from the public that would like to speak? We already gave Jerry a chance. We're not going to give him two. We'll move on to council comments, and we'll start with Mr. Vice.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, Chiho and the Maranatha Group, thank you guys so much for being a part of our community. We do a lot of things up here, and as a city council, we work hard, we work together, and if we could only do one thing, and it was your Maranatha Group, it would be worth every second we spend. To see these young adults and what they mean to our community and the role they play in our community, and the fact that you help develop that and encourage that, and not just you, but I know you have volunteers and your family members as well that help. We appreciate that so much, and anything I can do personally, and I'm sure I'm speaking for everyone up here, we'll be more than happy to do, and thank you so much for what you do. Explorers, great job. Drone show was a huge success, and a big part because of you guys. Keeping the logistics going. To some folks, logistics is a dirty word. I studied it, so I like it a lot, but you guys did an outstanding job making sure cars got moved, people were not putting cones out and parking when they weren't supposed to, and that kind of thing. Really appreciate, again, everything you do, and we look forward to working with you guys in the future, and I would like to thank the police department for starting this program and encouraging it and letting it grow. Back to the drone show. Mayor, congratulations again. Mayor Taylor had this vision, I think, 3 years ago, and it's just grown. It's grown exponentially. This year, I think, without any hesitation, was the best. I'm a little biased about the facility because I love the sports complex. I've been working on that for years. and I think it went off without a hitch. And again, all the departments that the mayor mentioned, including streets and sanitation, recreation, obviously police and fire, and everyone involved, I'm sure I left someone out. It was a citywide effort of cooperation, which underlines everything that we do, not just as a council, not just as a local government, but as a community. And I applaud you guys for that. And again, if you need anybody up here, Chiho, we really appreciate you. And you young people, we hope we can continue to be a resource for you as well. Thank you.
Mr. Prince.
Thank you, Mayor, and I appreciate the extended time tonight for me to speak.
This is a good opportunity for you to narrow that down.
Okay, thank you.
Start off new.
First of all, I would like to say how excited I am with the new fields and all the things going on with the rec center and everything, the Challenger Center. If you haven't been by there, there's walls in that building now. The thought of middle school children running missions to Mars and space really gets me thrilled. I mean, it just gets, there's something about that thought, the opportunity that our children are in this area, not just Etowah County, but a 12-county area, are going to be coming to Rainbow City to do that. And so we're very excited about everything that's going on, very appreciative to all of our departments that, as Councilman Bice said, they work together better than most people can get along. So we're very appreciative for that. The Explorers, thank you guys and girls so much for all you did at the drone show, not just there, but representing us at the Law Enforcement Memorial and the upcoming FOP that you'll be attending to represent us. You do a fantastic job. And back to that, the mentorship from our police department, I can't say enough about how that really is such a cool thing for us to see and watch. That's what it's all about. And same thing, Chiho with Maranatha. We do appreciate it, what little we get to do to help you with the community center pales in comparison to what you're able to do for a lot of families, and we are very appreciative. You mentioned something about God always showing you something, and it really hit me when you said that. We sit up here a lot of nights and meetings and talk about things that are fun to us, maybe, buying property and different things like that, what we want to do with the city. But in all seriousness, the opportunity that God has afforded each of us up here to be mentors and helpers, and that's what we were created for. Amen. And we don't take that lightly. As Randy said, I think I can speak for the rest of this crew up here. I know their hearts. Thank you very much for your support for FCA. I'm active board member with FCA. That's another group. Brian Mintz from Southside does an incredible job for Etowah County and our youth. And that used to be just a football thing, and he has taken on so much more. Cheerleaders, every sport and cheerleading, and he's out there in the heat with those kids in the summer, delivering popsicles and drinks. It's just really cool to see people that care, and we live in a very fortunate place. We all think Rainbow City is the best city in not just Alabama, but the world, and that's the biggest part of that reason is why. So thank y'all for the opportunity. For everyone in Rainbow City, it is an honor to serve up here. And with that, I got to say something and I hope I can get it out. A couple weeks ago, I lost my mom, and to be able to reach out to this mayor, who's my friend, and each one of these council members that showed up for me, I can never repay you for that. And I know you don't expect anything, and we do it for one another because we care. But this is more than a council. This is a family, and I appreciate that so much. And with that, I'm going to shut up.
Ms. Bedwell.
You know, sometimes we each don't have a whole lot of time because Jeff talks a lot, but we are very, everything he said is true. And we love the fact that we're able to support each other. So that's what we're here for. But we've seen so much. And isn't it just awesome that in our city, the size that it is, the amount of people that are here, the things that we can stand up and brag about, and and it is just not, it's not this group, and it is our employees, but it is the people who live here and that support this. And Chio, it is, we don't do anything compared to what your group does, and so we're very thankful for you, and we'll continue to support you and using the facilities and in our prayers. So, but there is a couple of things that I want us to, one of the other departments that we don't talk about an awful lot that is very important is our library. They accomplish so much stuff. They serve our children and our adults here in our city in a way that we just sometimes forget about because they're so quiet. They're supposed to be quiet there, and they're just quiet in general. But they always have an awesome summer program that they introduce all of their members. They're our children that go there to different things. And we are very proud of our library. They've just had their summer, and they closed out with a party last week, and had a phenomenal turnout, as they always do. And it is amazing how many people take the time to say, thank you for your library, and thank you for the service that they provide. So Tina and her staff, we just appreciate you very, very much. Explorers, thank you. We talk about you a lot, but y'all are an awesome group. And thank you for what you're looking to do, and the behavior and the interest that you show, and the respect for your community and your fellow person. So that's all boiled in there together, and it is a wonderful thing. Another thing is Slade, congratulations on your retirement. Slade's not as old as me, but we've been here a pretty good little while, and Slade's been here a while and done a very good job. So thank you, Slade, for serving Rainbow City as everyone does. But again, I would just like to say thank you to this group. They just bring so much joy. And if you've never been to a dance or never been around when they have their program, you just need to go. It's just worth every bit of it. So,
Mr. Jenkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll start out by saying I think Councilman Prince is right. My wife refers to them as 2 a.m. friends, people who you can't just call when it's convenient. You can call them anytime, and they're going to be there no matter what. And I have zero doubt that I have some 2 a.m. friends sitting up here with me. I also want to say, just talking about all the development that we have going on with real estate, with everything on Lumley Road, our recreation center, the Challenger Center, the farm out there on Lumley. Kelly McGinnis, who's a real estate agent here in town, texted me over the weekend, and she was showing some homes in Rainbow City to a family from Florida. And it made me realize how much we have going on, because it was a list of all these things. Vivian Lee, this address, this address, this address. Can you explain to me what all of this construction is so I can explain it to these families? And they complimented the small town feel that we have with the amount of development that we have going on. And it was a reminder to me of how unique of a place that we live in, and we are very, very, very blessed. I do want to say congratulations to Slade Wilson on his retirement. We appreciate your service very much. Chiho, the young lady that came from Southside High School, is absolutely correct in what she said. I fully believe that what you're doing has a greater impact on the people who are volunteering and serving than it does the guests, because I've had the opportunity to be a part of that myself, and we really, really appreciate what you do for our community. The Explorers, I can remember back when we first started this thing, and Jason and a group of us sat down, Chief Yancey, and we started getting some ideas, and I didn't know what the meeting frequency was going to be, and then Lieutenant Higgins told me it was going to be every week, and I'm thinking, for myself, we have a hard enough time getting schedules together twice a month. And I was thinking every week, like that's going to be tough, brother. I don't know how many of those I'm going to be able to make it to. And we forget a lot of times they meet every single week, every week. And it's a lot of work on our police department. Lieutenant Higgins does a phenomenal job putting that program together. I had the opportunity not long ago to go out to the gun range with them and spend the day with them. They are a phenomenal group of young people. And I specifically want to say thank you to the parents. The group me that we're in with the kids and the advisors really shows you how much the parents are involved and how much planning goes on, because the kids will be saying, I've got to make plans to get off work at this time to make it to the meeting. Mom's going to come pick me up here, and then I'm coming straight there and doing this. So I want to just say that we recognize that it takes a lot of work from the parents, too, to make it possible for these kids, and we really appreciate you supporting them the way that you do. The last thing I want to say is Greg Carroll, who served as Chief of Police here at Rainbow City, who retired in 2016, passed away at his home this weekend. His funeral service is Thursday at Collier Butler at 11 o'clock. He gave 23 years of his life to the Rainbow City Police Department, and we really appreciate Chief Carroll and his family for the way that they supported him throughout his career. That's all I have.
Mr. Hopper.
I would too like to tell how sorry I am to the Carroll family. I worked several cases with Greg when I was at Gaston PD, and he was a fine fellow. And since we're on law enforcement, let's go to the Explorers. I'm a member of the FOP Lodge too, and I found it funny that I get a text, please come to the meeting tonight. Now, why are they going to bring this old dog out of mothballs, I would never know. So I drive over there trying to figure out, why do they want me to go to this thing? I don't go to these meetings with any regularity. It is about you guys. They bragged about y'all. They bragged about the law enforcement services and how they're going to use you. I think, is it not maybe the Sergeant of Arms meeting is what they're going to be used for next? I'm not sure. And then probably next year, I know Gaston will be hosting the state conference, and I'm sure they're going to ask for y'all to help then too. But that was a sole purpose. Captain Wayne Keener and the FOP state president, which is a member of the Gaston Police Department, Ron Leake, wanted me to tell us how grateful they are for allowing this program not only to be here, but how grateful they are that Rainbow City, how classy y'all guys are running it. So I wanted to do that before I forgot everything. Ms. Sullivan, I appreciate everything you and the volunteers do. I've never been to one of your functions, but I imagine it's amazing, and I promise you next 4 years I'll try to get to one. And I also want to congratulate Westbrook/LSU player Sutton Samuel Dutton, who was taken in the 10th round of the Major League Baseball draft. He is now A's. I almost said Oakland because I refuse to call them Las Vegas A's. So I will continue to say Athletics. The last thing is we had a passing a couple weeks ago of someone who does not live in Rainbow City, but left a huge thumbprint in Rainbow City, and that's Ralph Burke. Ralph Burke passed away, and when we were first elected in 2020, Mayor Taylor asked me and Councilman Vice to serve on the committee that was working with, as representatives of Rainbow City, on the soccer complex. And Randy was on the building part because he being a soccer guy wouldn't know how the fields were done. I was on the finance guy because I'm the one that's a little rougher sounding if they're going to spend the money badly. Because the problem we inherited was that the bill was originally set up through state legislation, and it depended on the motel taxes and what else was it, y'all?
TVA.
And of course, what happened in 2019 and 2020? COVID. And we had a big mess out there. I mean, we had a big mess out there. And it took us several months, and it took a bond issue. But Ralph Burke, when everybody abandoned us, and people don't realize that, people forget that. When this thing started, when we went into office, what was there, Mayor, about 10 to 12 people on there? And by the end, I'm just a general flunky that the mayor put on here just to, as just a regular board member to wind up being, what was a chairman? I just went, I mean, by the end, I was chairman or co-chair of this thing because everybody bailed because of the debt. But we signed it, we got it done. There's 4 of us left, and Ralph Burke was one of them. And I think we just need to take time and remember that when we go by that complex, the drum show and all that. He stuck around, him and Hugh Miller, with me and Councilman Bice when everybody else fled because of the debt. And that's all I got.
We appreciate it. Of course, our hearts go out to Greg Carroll, our former police chief, and our chief of police now is in direct contact with the family, and anything that they would need, we're going to make sure that we provide that in the form of the funeral or the procession. Randy Weiss is now CMO certified at the advanced level through the Alabama League of Municipalities. Congratulations, Randy, and we appreciate that hard work. Takes a lot of hours to get that advanced certification and even more to get the next level. So, you just have to keep hammering it away. Clark Hopper is going to be traveling for the National League of Cities. He's a board of directors member for the National League of Cities. So this city is not only seen locally and at the state level, but also on the national level because of Clark's willingness to serve on that board, and we appreciate that a lot. Yeah, Ralph Burks, a good friend of mine, has been my friend for a long, long time, and I really just shocked at that he passed on. He's only a year older than me, and but I can tell you this, Ralph made his impact. He was the youngest state of Alabama representative in the legislature ever, and still holds that at, I think he was 22 or 23 years old when he actually was in office. And Ralph and his wife Joy are good friends of mine and Rachel's, and we appreciated Ralph more than we could ever express. And Tim Ramsey's here. We just want to say we appreciate the fact that our county commissioner shows up. It's always good to know that our elected official at that next higher level, and we all argue about who's got the highest level around these places, and I just explained to Tim when he was up here speaking with us just that our Etowah County Commission is so functional now, and having lived here for, I'll give it away, 63 years, for the first time ever, I can say that we have a unified, absolutely cohesive county commission, and it's because of hard work that Tim and those other guys put together, and just relay that back to them, Tim, that we really appreciate the fact that we know that we can come to our county commission and work out our problems and differences, and which we don't have very many of now, except that we need to be getting a mega site online and bringing it into Rainbow City. And with that, I'd entertain a motion that we adjourn. Is there any discussion? We're good. Thank y'all. Thank you for being here.